Hi, I'm Jay Chambers and welcome to The Spark. This is a new collaborative process from Calling Real People. And in this series, we're going to be talking to you about your process, what inspires you and how that formulates what you do and how you impact the wider creative community. Today, we're joined by our amazing guest, Panda, AKA Jade, AKA photographer, clothing designer, everything. So tell us who you are and what you do.
So I'm Panda from Manchester and I'm a photographer. I don't really use the word photographer as much. I'd like to say creative or visual content creator or a mad artistic hustler. And I say that because I feel like as a creative person, you have more than just that one skill that people know you for. So like you could hit me up and be like, oh, can you do this? And I might not be able to do it, but I'll make sure that I can do it, you know what I mean? So I feel like it's an umbrella term for a lot of things, you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm an artistic hustler.
So artistic hustler, I really like that idea because it's so true. Like as creatives, I think the way that the industry has moved, it involves us to have to wear many hats. So my question for you then, as an artistic hustler, what motivates you?
What motivates me?
What pushes you to do what you want to do and the different things that you do? Like what's that passion or drive?
I feel like fulfillment. If I'm not fulfilled in something, then I'm unhappy. So whatever I choose to do, I have to feel fulfilled by. And I feel like I'm fulfilled by the idea of freedom, being free, being able to be who I want to be, not being confined to any space, any box. So to answer that, I would say freedom and fulfillment.
That's dope. So with that and with the passion of wanting to obviously feel fulfilled, where did that journey start for you? So at what age or what time or place was it when you were like, okay, I realized that being in an office 9 to 5, not to say there's anything wrong with that, but that just isn't for me and I need to go and do something. When was that light bulb moment for you? When was the spark?
The spark. I would say that I'm still on that journey because it's not as easy to kind of break the shackles and do what you want to do because you're still confined to everyday life. My spark moment, I started taking photos when I was 14.
Mad.
Yeah, and it's been however many years, it's been ages now. It's like not even 10 years yet, but we're on our way there. So I started taking photos when I was 14 and that was as a hobby. So that was literally because I was in school and I didn't want to sit down in assembly. You know, like, listen, I was the tallest one and my knees were hurting me. I didn't want to sit down, so I was like, oh yeah, can I take photos? So I'd be looking down and everyone taking my photos and everyone would be sat down for like an hour, 2 hours. So it started from there. And then from there, it's just been like a gradual process. And I feel like you don't realize how far you've come until you take time to look back. When you're a creative person, no one can teach you how to use your creativity. They can advise you and, you know, you go to school or you go to college, you go to uni and you learn to be a photographer. But it's about how you interpret how you do things.
So moving forward, like one of the biggest things that I've kind of liked is the drive and how you've moved from obviously photography, you've dipped your toe in the water with video, you've even done some mentoring things with things that I've brought you in on, and like now you've done the clothing. So I want you to talk to us about the process of creating that clothing.
Well, I've always wanted to do clothes anyway. Like when I was 16, I saved up some money and made like some shit t-shirts and jumpers and sold them. And like I was like, oh my God, that is so sick. But now doing it properly, I feel like I've taken the time and I know what I want. Like with the clothing anyway, I wanted quality. I wanted it to be something that's one of a kind, you know what I mean? Like everyone, like people do tracksuits, but I want it to be one of a kind for me and my people. And I wanted to have something for people like me to be able to wear.
People like you, explain that and explain why what you're doing is important in terms of visibility for people like you.
Yeah, so when I say people like me, I mean, I'm black, I'm a woman, and I'm a gay woman. And I feel like for me, when I was younger, I didn't have that representation to know that it was okay to be who I was or who I am. So I would say that now, I feel like it's important for me to kind of create a platform. Although I'm doing it through clothes and it's just a tracksuit, it's more to me Like, I feel comfortable wearing what I wear, and I feel like if I can show that I can do it, or I can wear this, then other people like me can feel comfortable to wear it without, say for example, being misgendered or whatever, you know what I mean? It's a common thing.
You've mentioned about being misgendered. What do you mean by that?
So when I say misgendered, I identify as a female, right? That's my sex. And gender, right? So this is the thing at the moment, right? People get these two things confused, sex and gender, right? Your sex is basically what you're born with. That's what you are, what you've got between your legs, like. So mine's female, right? Gender is a performance. So that is how you choose to show yourself, right? And so people might say my gender's male. It's not the case, it's still female, X, Y, Z, but how I present, it's masculine presenting at the same time, right? Because I don't wear dresses, I don't wear heels, I don't wear makeup. But I feel like there's not much representation for people like me out there at the moment. So for example, like when you see like lesbians on the TV, you're seeing women like Ellen DeGeneres, you're not seeing a black woman, you know what I mean? Or a black masculine presenting woman.
Now that must be difficult, and you know, I admire you because you have to deal with obviously like misogynoir, sexism and homophobia, and there's no wonder it feels like a lot, because it is. And you know, it's again circling back to the way that you choose to handle it is by addressing it through creativity. I just think that that's like a beautiful thing, and I and CRP applaud you for that, because it's really dope that you've taken something that's negative and flipped it into something that's positive, that's bringing people together. Like seeing the launch party that you did for the clothing was super positive. Like, do you want to just kind of talk to us about that?
I started doing the project of Panda 360, which is the clothing. But Panda 360, right, it's not necessarily the clothes. It's kind of, at the moment, it looks like just clothes on the page. But the idea is for it to branch out and be more, and that's why it's 360, because it's a 360 brand. It's for everything. It's gonna have the photography, videography, all the content that you see on the page. I shoot anyway, but it's to show so much more, you know what I mean? But at the moment, it's just focused on the brand, because that's what I'm doing at the moment. I started designing the clothes in October, and then the whole process took me to just before Christmas. Then I was shooting all my content from just before Christmas to around about January, and then was dropping the content from like mid-Jan, and then dropped it physically and did a pop-up store at the end of Jan. So it was just nice, the whole vibe was nice. And it was just amazing just to see like how far support can go. And I just think if this is the type of support I can get with my friends, what's stopping me from getting it further? It's not about focusing on who didn't support you, because that's wasted energy. It's about who did support you. And it's just nice to know that I've got that support there.
Obviously, I know from our relationship that you've designed everything from Panda. You've taken this whole Panda 360 thing from idea to tangible product to being in the marketplace now. So I want to know, what was your favorite part of that process and why?
You know what, I don't necessarily have a favorite part, because I honestly have enjoyed every part of it, and I've not even felt too stressed. And I've felt so excited, so happy, and like so proud of myself that I've done this, you know what I mean? Because a lot of it I've done on my own, like, and I feel like moving forward, I just want to continue to do this and feel fulfilled and feel happy, and, you know, continue doing things that make me happy. I feel like doing this brand, I'm really enjoying it because it completely represents me. This is the type of stuff I wear. I feel like if you are a creative person and you're trying to do a brand, then you should really try and create stuff that suits you. Because how are you going to do a brand that doesn't suit you, that you're not interested in?
No, it's dope. So my final question for you then, just tying on to what you said, is obviously with you undergoing that process and that journey, what would be your final 3 bits of advice to anyone who wants to build on the spark that led you to create Panda?
Definitely, like, believe in who you are is 1. 2, I would say, if you feel like shit, feel it. Don't block that shit out, because it will hunt you down, chase you down, and you'll pay for it later. Deal with whatever you're feeling. And 3, I would say, be genuine with what you want, be integral with what you want. Yeah.
Thank you. They're amazing gems. So thank you for joining us. I hope you guys have enjoyed the spark. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share, all of them things there. and we'll catch you next time on The Spark.